The University of Florida's Bureau of Economic and Business Research produces Florida's official state and local population estimates and projections for revenue sharing and planning purposes. The Tallahassee metro area grew from 212,000 inhabitants in 1980 to 384,000 in 2020. Bieber's projected population for our metro area is 443,000 by 2050. The rate of growth has slowed in recent decades from over 20% in the 1980s and 90s to 5% in the 2010s. Population projections anticipate 7% growth in the 2020s, slowing to 3% in the 2040s. The Tallahassee metro area's rate of growth was about the same as Florida's statewide growth rate in the 1990s, but has slowed compared to the state since then and is projected to stay that way through 2050. Leon County has accounted for 3/4 of metro area population since 1990 and is projected to stay at about the same ratio through 2050. The county grew from just under 150,000 in 1980 to 292,000 in 2020. The projected population for Leon is about 338,000 by 2050. The rate of growth was 29% in the 1980s, 24% in the 90s, 15% in the 2000s, and 6% in the 2010s. Population projections predict 8% growth in the 2020s and 3% by the 2040s. Since 1990, the city of Tallahassee has accounted for about 2/3 of Leon's total population. This ratio is projected to edge slightly higher through 2050. In the 2000s and the 2010s, the city of Tallahassee accounted for 86% of Leon County's total population growth, up from 55% in the 1990s. Projections anticipate a ratio around 87% through 2050. The city's population grew by over 50% in the 1980s, over 20% in the 90s and 2000s, and by 8% in the 2010s. The projected growth for the 2020s is 10%, 5% for the 2030s, and 4% in the 2040s. The unincorporated area's population grew by 1% in the 1980s, 31% in the 90s, 6% in the 2000s, and by 2% in the 2010s. The projected growth for the 2020s is 3% and slowing to 1% in the 2040s.